So what do you do if you're a Russian oligarch? Scratch that. What if you're an American CEO and you need a camera to document your upcoming vacation to Capri? Or you're like me, you're just a regular old photographer from Eastern Kentucky and you're gassing to the max. You take a look at what Hasselblad has been up to. Welcome back to Overexposed. It's like 4chan, but for photography. So some dirty, salacious images were uploaded to the internet just a few weeks ago, but these images purported to show what was the new Hasselblad X2D. Not to be confused with the X1D2, but a brand new camera from Hasselblad. What's important about this story is, along with the photos, there were some really interesting specs rumored. What we need to know today, though, is that these rumors were subsequently confirmed by a Hasselblad representative in France. So let's talk about what those rumors are. And probably the most flashy, eye-catching rumor of them all is the new 100 megapixel sensor. It's no mystery that this 100 megapixel sensor is out there floating around. It shouldn't really come as a surprise to many photographers that the new Hasselblad X2D would feature the 100 megapixel imaging sensor. This is a sensor made by Sony. It already exists in a number of camera models, including the Fuji GFX 100S. So I would bet my next month's wages that this rumor is going to turn out to be accurate, that the new Hasselblad X2D will feature that 100 megapixel Sony imaging sensor. Another interesting component to these rumors is that the camera would also have an adjustable screen. The Hasselblad X1D didn't have an adjustable screen at a time when cameras were shifting over to this design. At this point, I think we can pretty safely conclude that the new X2D is also going to have an adjustable screen. Something else that's rumored is that the camera is going to feature improved focusing. I think that's another safe bet. Almost every subsequent camera that's ever been released at any point has featured improved focusing over its predecessor. So I think that's a pretty safe assumption. I remember when the X1D came out back in 2016, and some of the reviews were critical of the camera's focusing ability, and we all pretty readily accepted that because, after all, it was a medium format imaging sensor, it was a mirrorless medium format camera, it was a completely novel thing at the time, so I think we all accepted that it may not have the greatest focusing capability. They got a pass for the X1D, but I think with this new model, we have 7 or 8 years worth of advancements in autofocus tech. I think we can all expect that the X2D is gonna focus really, really nicely. So one of the most exciting rumors to me with the X2D is the fact that it's rumored to have in-body image stabilization, which is fantastic for shooting in low light. We all know the wonderful benefits that come along with in-body image stabilization. But what may not be so obvious is that by using that in-body image stabilization tech, it would also allow Hasselblad to incorporate some of those really high megapixel modes that you could find on their SLR models. So that 400 megapixel high-res shot may be something that we end up seeing on the X2D, and I, for one, am really excited about that. A price has also been rumored, $8,000. No way around it. It's gonna come in pretty similarly priced to the X1D, but 8,000 bucks. But if you're in the market for that kind of camera, that's a price you'll pay. And at that price point, the obvious comparison is with that Fuji GFX 100S. That camera is now at a 100 megapixel model, and it's priced at roughly $5,000. That's gonna be Hasselblad's competitor. The question is, why would you perhaps choose this Hasselblad model over the Fuji model? Well, number one, form factor. The Fuji GFX 100S is a big, bulky, cumbersome camera. I love it, it's a magnificent camera, but it is a monster. The Hasselblad X2D will likely be a much smaller, more compact camera body and design. If portability is desired, which I mean, we all love a more portable camera, that will be something that you'll get with the X2D. The X2D will also probably use that Nikon flash system. So in addition to the portability that you get with the Hasselblad camera, you also get that aesthetic beauty, that timeless Hasselblad charm. The X1D was a beautiful camera, and no doubt the X2D is going to be beautiful as well. That's something that weighs on me as a photographer, as someone who is concerned with aesthetics. I can definitely see the argument for the more attractive Hasselblad option. I guess the question is whether I'll be buying either of them. My business partner and I talk sometimes about making the jump to medium format. We run a pretty darn successful photography business here in Kentucky. We could justify upgrading our camera bodies to something medium format, but what if our medium format system that we were to jump to would need to have fantastic video capabilities? And at this point, I found all of the options on the market to be lacking. Be it relating to the video specs of the camera or the lenses that are available, we haven't really found a good spot to jump in the market. And I made a video recently about Sony. I'm kind of waiting to see what Sony does on the medium format front, because when they get in the game, whatever medium format camera that they finally introduce will likely have the video specs we're looking for. So you'll notice on the channel I'm doing some digital medium format videos. It's because I'm very very interested in the space, and it's somewhere that my business will likely take me. So let me know in the comments if you would be interested in the X2D at that $8,000 price. 100 megapixels, in-body image stabilization, beautiful looking camera, sounds pretty sweet to me. But as always guys, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.